world, when we become attached to this world, then we do not want to go to Akhirah. And the love of this world could cause a very destructive and dangerous thing in the end of your life. That you're attached to this world, you have the love of this world, you haven't prepared for Akhirah, so the love of this world, it can cause a very dangerous and destructive end of your life. The scholars have said that if somebody has the love of this world in his heart, the love of this world, the love of this dunya, a person, if they have this love of this world in his heart, then just before that person's death, when the person starts realizing that he's going to leave this lovable dunya, he's going to leave this world which he loves and which he's attached to, and he's going to Akhirah, the person would become attached to the things that he loves. And he would become attached to dunya. And then that person would start hating Allah. Because that person now, he's attached to this world. He's attached himself to this world. His heart is attached to this world. He has the love of this world, the love of this dunya. And this person, when he realizes now that he's leaving, death is coming and he'll be leaving it all, that person starts to hate Allah. Because Allah is the one that wants to take him away from the dunya, that wants to take him away from this world. And they say that if this happens, the ulama, the scholars, they say that if this happens, that a person has such an attachment to this world, such a love for this world, that at the time of death, when they realize that they're leaving this world, they're being taken away from it, and because of this, they develop a hatred for Allah. If this happens, this is khulud finnar. This is eternal punishment in hellfire. When this type of thing happens, because of a person's love and attachment to this world, that they become upset, they become angry with Allah, because Allah is taking them now from this life to the next life, to the hereafter. And they have to leave now, they have to depart their lovable dunya, this worldly life which they've become so attached to. So a person who this happens to, this person, this results in eternal punishment in the hellfire. Because you are hating to meet Allah. This person is hating to meet Allah. They don't want to leave. They're attached to this life. They're attached to this world. And they don't want to leave it. They're hating leaving it. They're angry with Allah for taking them. They don't want to meet Allah. And so they dislike meeting Allah. And if you dislike meeting Allah, then Allah would dislike meeting you. We mentioned this before in a hadith. That the person who dislikes meeting Allah, Allah will dislike meeting them. So this person, his fate is eternal punishment in the hellfire. Mu'adh bin Jabal, when he was passing away, he said, "Welcome death. Welcome. I've been waiting for you for a long time. I've been waiting for the promise of Allah to me. Welcome death." So he was happy. Mu'adh bin Jabal, he's happy. He's welcoming death. He's saying, "Welcome death. I've been waiting for you for a long time. I've been waiting for the promise of Allah to me. Welcome. Come." He's welcoming death. He's happy. And then he said, "Oh death, don't think that I ever wanted to live in this dunya, in this world, because of the love of this world. The reason why I wanted to live in this world was to fast in the hot summer days and to pray in the night, in the long, cold winter nights." So he's saying, "No, death, don't think that I wanted to stay in this world because of a love for this world, an attachment to this world, to the dunya. No." He's saying, "The reason I wanted to live in this world was so that I could fast during the hot summer days. And so I could pray at night during the long, cold winter nights." This is why he wanted to live in this world. To do the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To prepare for his akhirah. To do the good deeds. Those things which would help him, which would raise his status in the akhirah. Not for worldly gain, not for worldly pleasures, enjoyments and what have you, but for these things. Fasting for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hot summer days. Praying and weeping to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at night in prayer during the long, cold winter nights. This is what he wants. So as long, he's saying, so as long as now it's time to leave, I welcome you. Take my soul. He's ready. He's welcoming death. I've prepared now my whole life for this. Welcome. I never wanted to live in this world because of love for this world. I wanted to live in this world for these things. Fasting for Allah, praying to Allah, making ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now, as long as it's my time, this is the decreed time for me to die, take my soul. I welcome you. Take my soul. He wants to meet Allah. So Allah wants to meet him. The difference between the two people. One person does not want to leave this world. Their heart has become attached to the dunya, to the worldly life. And so they don't want to leave this world. The other person, his heart is attached, he's living in this world, and he wants to live in this world, but his heart is attached to akhirah. His heart is attached to Allah. He wants to live in this world so that he can worship Allah, so that he can do those things which are pleasing to Allah. The Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, he says in a hadith narrated by Bukhari, he said, every prophet before he dies is shown his place in paradise. And then he is given the choice to stay in this world or to die. So the Anbiya, the prophets, the messengers of Allah, they are given a choice. This hadith is narrated by Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, and she says, the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, has said that every prophet, that before he dies, before he passes away, he is shown his place in paradise. Allah shows them their place in paradise, and then he's given the choice to die or to live. And when the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, was dying, she says, he had his head in my lap, and then he fell unconscious, and then he woke up, and he started staring at the sky, and then he said, "Oh Allah, the highest companion. Oh Allah, the highest companion." Meaning, I want to be with the highest companion. And who is the highest companion? That is Allah. He was given the choice. He said all the Anbiya, they're given the choice. They're shown their place in paradise, and then they're given the choice to live, to stay in the world, or to die. And so, the Prophet, Aisha, she said, I knew that the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, I knew at that moment he was being given the choice, and that he wasn't choosing us. She knew because the Prophet had told them about this, that the Prophets are given the choice. And she said when she heard him saying this, "Oh Allah, the highest companion. Oh Allah, the highest companion." She said, I knew when I heard him saying this, that he was being given the choice. Allah was giving him the choice. He was showing him this place in paradise, and giving him the choice, if you want to die now, or if you want to stay in this world. And he was saying, "Oh Allah, the highest companion. Oh Allah, the highest companion." So Aisha said, I knew when I heard that, he was being given the choice, and he did not choose us. Allah was giving him the choice, and he was not choosing to stay. He was choosing death. So he was given the offer by the angel of death. He was asking him, do you want to stay, or do you want to be with Allah? And Aisha said, I knew that he was not choosing us. And that these were the last words that the Prophet, may God's peace and blessings be upon him, he spoke before he died. The last words he spoke, "Oh Allah, the highest companion." With that, dear viewers, we'd like to end for this episode. We hope that you have enjoyed it, and hope that you will continue to join us in the future. Until the next time, we bid you all farewell. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.